Oh my God, this first question is so dirty. Are you ready?
Yes.
It's a dirty question. Favorite place to finish on Dr. Tara?
Ooh. Oh, that's easy. Inside.
Period. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Luvbites by Dr. Tara podcast, where we talk about all things love, sex, relationship, dating. Today with us is actually my husband. Hi, Brent.
Hello.
So you want to introduce yourself a little bit to my audience? I know that we did an episode together before, but long time ago. But people always have questions for me that was regarding my relationship or what I would think or what my husband would think. So I figured I might as well do an episode with him. So want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, I am Dr. Tara's husband. That's my big claim to fame.
Yes.
I'm a oil paint artist, and I'm known for big, colorful, textural oil paintings.
Yes, that is right. Very big and very colorful.
That's right.
Couple days ago, I asked my audience on Instagram, like, hey, we're recording a podcast together. What questions do you have for us? And so we're going to be answering questions from my Instagram today.
Nice.
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
So some of it is about us and some of it is just asking for our opinion on a topic.
Nice. Oh, I love giving an opinion.
He really does. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need an opinion right now.
I love giving unsolicited advice.
Yeah. And sometimes good, sometimes annoying, which is great that I can say that, because I used to be in a relationship where I wouldn't, like, even if I didn't enjoy an experience with them, or if I didn't enjoy what they said, I would have not said anything, because, you know, like in my 20s, I was a people pleaser. So I would have just like accepted it. But you know, it grew, like it still grew in my heart, like in my body, like how much I resent this person versus just communicate it so that they could change their behavior. So like, it's so nice that now I'm in a relationship or a marriage. Marriage, by the way. How many years now?
Married 2 years.
Married 2 years.
Together
we've been married 2 years. But for me, it's like, this is a game changer. The ability to be who I am and communicate however I'm feeling in the moment freely. I am truly free and like liberated. You know, like when you say something and I'm like, I don't like that. Like that's so liberating. And
she does do that.
I do. And I think it's great for our relationship, don't you think?
Yeah, it's so hard for me to even imagine you not doing that.
I know. I was a different person.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard for me to imagine you not doing that, and how much more simple it makes life when you just, you're so good at telling me when you don't like something immediately. It gets resolved within 10, 15 seconds, and we move on to our happy life.
But that's big props to you, because you are open to feedback and you're not easily offended. Recently, I was doing a live show, Loveline. Shout out to Loveline. And if you guys love listening about like sex, relationship, and also like news about sex and relationship, definitely listen to Loveline on K-Rock. I'm the new host of Loveline, and my co-host Kevin Kenny is super funny and entertaining. But we were talking about this topic, and I said, you know, yeah, like I just tell Brent like how I feel and my feedback about his communication or his behavior, then he's down to change and like improve. And Kevin said, yeah, not everyone's going to do that. He was like, most guys are going to be offended by like you giving them like criticism.
You know, I'll be honest. It's still, even to this day, that initial reaction, I do get that initial offended.
Like you're like annoyed.
Not annoyed. I'm like, in some, this is an extreme way of putting it, but like almost like you're attacking me. But,
right.
But it's, I know that's remnants of like past me, and I've learned to understand that feeling right away and realize it's not beneficial for either you or I, and to then kind of almost take a deep breath and realize that, basically take steps towards just resolving it.
Yeah. I want to share, but not like, not to say any names or give any like specificity, but like recently we had an argument and I thought, we resolved it. Even though it was a very passionate argument, we resolved it very positively. And that, like a huge part of that is because you're able to process that so fast, like my feedback. And instead of getting offended, like you said, you like take a deep breath. Like your first inclination is like, oh, I'm offended. But then you take a deep breath and then you took a few minutes and then you respond with, okay, like what do we do? I think that's like the best thing ever.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah, and that like really makes our relationship so different from any relationship I've ever had in my life.
I will say I'm fortunate because you have a master or you have a PhD in communication.
Yep.
So this goes out to all the women out there.
And men.
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong. Women are way better communicators than men in general, right?
In general, yeah.
And so it's so nice that you're so quick and open about communication that I can easily like fill my role, I guess, of being, I don't know, a compassionate responder to how you're communicating.
Yeah. You're very good at that.
Thank you, babe.
Props to you. That's why you get all the blowjobs.
That's right.
Oh my God, this first question is so dirty. Are you ready?
Yes.
It's a dirty question. First question. Favorite place to finish on Dr. Tara?
Ooh. Oh, that's easy. Inside.
Period. It's so funny. What's the scariest thing you've ever had to communicate with your partner?
Whew.
The first thing that came to my mind was communicating my expectations about sexual exploration early in the relationship and talking about how like, what I foresee in the future is like we will continue to explore and that may involve other people. And having that conversation the very first time, I was, I had a little bit of feeling in my body like, what if he was like, oh no, that's not the life I want? Because you grew up very traditional. It's not like you have super religious parents or anything. Your parents are also like really fun and amazing, but they are traditional. So like, I just thought that you might thought like, ooh, like this is weird. Like she's weird. But that conversation went really well. It was scary before I said anything, but then afterwards it was really nice.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love embracing change.
Yeah.
I really don't have a specific one, but I do know I was afraid, just in general, I was afraid to communicate things with you because I was like afraid of losing you. I was afraid of saying something that you wouldn't agree with, and then you would be disinterested in me or you would go elsewhere.
Oh, interesting.
I'm trying to think of a specific example, but I honestly
think a lot of people can resonate with that, especially in early dating. Yeah, in early dating, like you don't want to be like too much of yourself or say like controversial opinions.
Yeah, like I was trying to like really hold on to you, so I was almost careful with how I was.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think my guess is most guys do it.
Yeah.
In most situations.
Yeah.
But ultimately, probably not a smart way to go because if you're being untruthful about yourself and what you want, ultimately the relationship doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Which is true in my case from my previous relationships or even in my first marriage. Like I wasn't communicating everything that I wanted and being true to myself, and therefore I was resentful. Next question. How do you stay in the moment if a minor distraction comes?
Just like during sex?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just let it come and go. Because sometimes, like, like let's say this morning when I was giving a blowjob, I had a quick thought in my mind of like, oh, I gotta film this piece of content like really fast. I kind of just let it come and go. And then I went back to focusing on the penis.
Nice, baby. Good thing to focus on.
Yeah.
Mine, I could give a long-winded answer about this because I think learning to live your life in the moment is a kind of a daily practice. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. But I guess a practical answer is really tuning into the physical sensations within your body, right? And especially when it's pleasurable, like just embracing how good it feels. Like,
take deep breaths.
Yeah. I'm a big breath person, which again, I could go on a long-winded answer about that, but probably a different podcast.
Okay, next question. Trimmed or shaved?
What about bald?
So I have no hair down there.
Yeah, I love it.
How do you feel about that? Do you wish I had hair?
No.
No, you don't wish I had a bush, like a 70s bush?
No, but I would like it if you had that too.
I'm completely hairless, like a dolphin.
Laser removed. Laser technology.
I like trimmed.
Yeah. Yes, you do, baby.
I like trimmed. Okay, next question is, how can I better my relationship and work on better sex?
I got a good long-winded answer for that one too.
You want to start?
I'll give kind of a broad answer and then I'll give a specific thing. I think that's really helpful. The big broad answer is work on yourself.
Yeah, that was going to be my answer too.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a no duh. It's not the easiest answer because everybody wants kind of a simple answer to a lot of things.
But it's the truth. The truth is when you build a beautiful garden, the butterflies come.
Oh yeah.
So if you're the garden and you build yourself and you continue to work on yourself and you show up positively in most of the times, right? Not to say I don't like toxic positivity. I don't like, just being positive all the time and like ignoring sadness or negative feelings. Like that's not healthy. It's okay to have sadness or disappointment, but getting out of it quickly and be able to shift your perspective and going back to being positive and optimistic, I think that's a huge part of having a nice relationship.
Oh yeah.
Is when you have two people that are trying their best to be the best versions of themselves and to be positive.
Yeah. I mean, you owe it to yourself, but you owe it to your partner and you really owe it to yourself to do that. Okay, can I give my long-winded answer on this? I highly encourage males and females, but I guess I'm talking really to the males here. Do breath work. Learn to breathe through your nose, and the reason for it is I swear you'll have the best erections of your life.
Yeah, like that's true. And there's scientific, like it's scientifically proven.
Yes. Look up any breathing technique. There's a gazillion different ones, but learn to do one and do it consistently and regularly. And I can guarantee you your sexual performance will be 10x. I mean, your
dick will be hard.
Yeah. And it's not something that you do at one time and it works. I'm saying, let's say after 2 months.
How many times do you think? Like, I feel like after about 5 consecutive times, you would feel something, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give a good system to do it. So do continuous breathing for 5 minutes, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and maybe a 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold, and do that for 5 minutes continuously for a week. I guarantee you'll feel something after that week.
Yeah, for sure. I can attest to that. Even as a woman, it really helps me stay like within my body and have much better like response to stimulation. Like when you work on my body, then I can feel better.
You're good at every now and then you tell me to breathe. Yeah, which is I need a reminder every now and then.
Well, when someone's working on your penis, you kind of hold your breath sometimes. Yeah. So no, take deep breaths through your nose when someone's playing with your penis. Next is, how did you begin going to sex parties?
You?
Yeah. So I've been before, and I love sexual exploration. It's a part of my value. One of my core values is exploration in life, including sexual exploration. And we talked about this in our early dating. And so he kind of knew like it's coming up at some point. But we did spend, I would say, like a solid 15 months or more just not doing that, like just focusing on each other. But then, once we felt like very emotionally close, we started exploring. And he loves it.
Oh, yeah, I do. And I'd say I was lucky because you were already familiar with the community. And so it was easy for me to get into it because I was basically with like an expert, right? One thing I would definitely say that I think needs to get cleared up is when you go to a sex party, the official ones,
ones,
the legit ones. There you go.
Yeah, we can't talk about like the like home garage ones that some people throw in Bakersfield. Like, we go to like legit.
We go to the bougie ones.
Yeah. But legit ones with people that really care about how to curate the experience.
Yeah, and I think the thing I thought sex parties were that you showed up and you were almost like forced into being naked and joining the orgy, when that's not the case. Like the first one we went to, I'd say probably like 30% of the people never even took off their clothes. It was just like an adult party.
But my guess would be even later in the night, more people would have taken off their clothes. Yeah, but we left kind of early. I think we left at like 2.
Yeah.
But like 4 a.m., I think people were.
But I guess what I want a lot of people to know is you can show up and leave your clothes on and just go like watch people and enjoy the scene.
Yeah.
And have interesting conversations. And that could be your first
sex
sex
with your
party.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, if you go to a sex party, and you could also just like, most of the times it's just you and I together. Like we're kind of in our own world at it, having sex on that couch or that chair. Or I think there's a misconception with a lot of people that they think when they go, they have to be a part of this like massive orgy or you can't go.
You're right. Yeah. I think a lot of people thought that. Another thing that I also really like is just when you go, just know that like there is almost like this implicit rule that you're not there to like treat other people like zoo animals. I think that's an important thing to know, like etiquette to know. Like if it's your first time, when you go, don't like watch people and like laugh or point at them, or because sometimes I'll notice like one guy like do that and then it kind of like kills the mood. Like you just have to make sure you don't do that. I think we went to like a BDSM party. And maybe there was like a moment where you like laughed a little bit. And then I turn around and I go, don't do that.
Haven't done it since.
Haven't done it since. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think, people that practice sexual, like unconventional sexual acts, like BDSM or other types of fetishes, like no one wants to feel like a zoo animal, like, quote unquote, these vanilla people come in and like watch me and laugh kind of vibe. So I think it's important to like be mindful of like your facial expression and how you react to certain things.
Yeah. Oh, wait, one more thing about it. Guys, nobody cares about your penis at it. Nobody cares about your size. It's literally, it's like the least, to me, it seemed like the least judgmental environment ever.
Yeah.
And no cell phones, which I love. Yeah. Everybody's present. Everybody's present, enjoying themselves, enjoying the company, enjoying the scenery.
That one in London, I was observing a lot that day, and I actually saw this one guy who had like almost like definitely smaller than average penis, like almost like borderline micro penis, but he was having sex with like 3 different women.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, he's probably like an oral god.
Yeah. I mean, confidence is everything, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next question. Do you guys like quickies?
Of course. Who doesn't?
I think all men like quickies.
Yeah, but I also love really sensual, long, slow sex too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like quickies because a lot of times it serves a purpose. I never feel like I'm forced to like have sex, but I know that it serves a purpose. So like to me, quickies are divided into different categories. Like there is experimental quickies where it's like adventurous and it's in like a new place, and typically it's outdoors. You can't have sex for like an hour outdoors. Like if you're on a hike, or it's gonna be a quickie. So for me, like that's the first purpose. It's experimental quickie, and I'm down to do it because we're experimenting. The second one is like emotional quickie, and this is allowing us to connect and be more like emotional, even though it's like a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is maintenance quickie. And maintenance quickie is just because we're horny and we need to get off. And I do it as fast as possible. Like, however it takes for me to give you a hand job, like 3 minutes or, whatever, how long ever I need in order to come. Like, I just want to orgasm and be done. And that's kind of like a maintenance one for my body and for his body.
Are you quicker than most women getting off?
Oh, I don't think so.
Really? God, you're so...
No.
I feel like sometimes it's 15 seconds.
No. One of my best friends, and you know her, comes faster than me.
What does her name start with?
Nope. I can't tell you.
Well, you can say what it starts with.
M.
Oh, I know it is.
Okay, next is, I would like to hear what is each other's favorite thing they do during sex. So something I do for you or something you do for me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a...
Mine is very easy. Mine is fingering.
Ah.
Yeah, because you're really good at fingering. For those of you that don't know Brent, apart from being an artist, which means you use your hands a lot, he used to be a dentist. So using his hands and fingers is kind of like natural.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, use blowjobs.
Wow. So can I claim that I'm a blowjob queen?
Oh, yeah. According to me.
End of one.
Yeah.
Next is, how do I get past the performance anxiety when my wife and I sleep with couples?
Wow, that's a great question.
I think with a little help of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, doesn't hurt. Because I know that a lot of people that try threesome or like foursome for the first time, they like, like pop a blue chew or something like that.
Totally.
Like there's no shame in that, especially when you're experimenting.
Now, was the question with another couple or another part?
With other couples. Focus on others.
It is. It's, I forgot who said it on your podcast, but if the focus is on your penis, that can cause a lot of anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So if, like you just said, if it's focusing pleasure on others, you'd be better at telling how to communicate this. But if the main goal of this evening is to, let's say, make the women orgasm.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
My guess is the male will then gain an erection during that time because they're very focused on pleasuring the women.
Yeah.
But if he's unable to get an erection, then that's all right.
Just give her pleasure.
Yeah, give her pleasure.
Yeah. I think the short answer is like focus on other people.
Yeah. And do breath work.
Yes. Okay, this person said, I am single without a girlfriend. If I use fleshlight, does that count as I've had sex?
I'll let you answer that.
I mean, I would say yes, because if you orgasm and ejaculate, it's good for your health. Like regularly orgasming is very good for your physical health. Mm-hmm. And mental health, and particularly men. It reduces the chance of them getting prostate cancer or other types of cancer, right? Like testicular cancer.
I don't know about that. I know
prostate cancer. Yeah. It's like a part of like regimen of like preventing prostate cancer, mm-hmm. right? Like regularly orgasming and ejaculating. So for me, like, yeah, if you're having sex with your fleshlight and you come and you experience pleasure, I'd say that's sex.
Yeah, I'd wonder why one would be concerned if it's sex or not.
I guess maybe one might think like if there was like a questionnaire online, like, have you had sex this year? Like,
yeah, I think if it's coming from a male's perspective, it's kind of a pride. Like you want to be able to tell somebody you've had sex before. It's almost like somewhat of an ego thing, which
I see. So then that means like only partnered sex counts. Because it has to involve a partner or a girl, a woman.
My real advice to it would be, don't be concerned about that. Be concerned about with bettering yourself and, like you said,
get a girlfriend.
Become a beautiful garden, and the butterflies will come to you.
The butterfly, aka your new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, next question. What's your most favorite sex position?
I like. I don't even know if this is what you call it, but standing doggy. Outdoors.
Oh, he really likes that.
Yeah,
It's so hard to do because I have to be on my tiptoes.
I have to squat down.
Yeah.
But that's mine.
That is definitely yours. I used to like doggy, but recently I've been really liking lifted missionary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just like easier to come.
What's the pillow thing we use?
I mean, honestly, people can use any sort of pillow.
Yeah,
Just
but-
like lift up your butt.
What was the wedge thing we were using?
It's just a sex pillow. Like you can get a sex pillow from any brand or just a pillow
Yeah.
to lift up the butt. Because the point is for her butt and like for her pelvic area to be 45 degree angle. And so it's easier to like penetrate and go deeper.
Oh yeah, baby. I would, I know it's probably uncool to say missionary, but missionary is still one of the best.
Yeah,
it's the most
you make
intimate.
eye contact,
yeah.
kiss, like it's so true. Okay, this question I think is for you. What is it like having a famous wife who gets a lot of sexual attention from internet stranger?
I mean, I enjoy it. It's to be honest, it's kind of like an ego boost for me. I got an amazingly beautiful, sexually charged wife.
Sexually charged.
I hit the jackpot. Yeah.
Nice. So you don't ever feel like, oh, she shouldn't do that or uncomfortable.
I guess I worry about some
Safety.
Safety. Yeah.
Yeah, because the majority of my fans and followers are awesome, really nice, really cool people. But there's always, one or two bad apples that are a little bit scary and stalkery, and really have to protect myself from that. Okay. Next is, how do you navigate agreements about what is shareable about your sex life? Everything's shareable.
Everything, yeah.
I think this was a much, much earlier conversation many years ago when I started podcast, and I said, like, is it okay I talk about that? Because ever since then, I don't think I ever asked again. But is it okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the reason why everything is shareable for me is because I need to like lead by example. And, it has to be public because I'm leading by example so that other people can do the same within their relationship privately. But if I do it privately and I only share like vague examples, it doesn't work. Like I have to share specific examples and I have to speak about things in vivid terms. And sometimes people say that it's cringe, which was something I used to be afraid of. It's like, oh, what if people think it's cringe? But now I don't think so because of how many people have told me how positively I have impacted their life. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be cringe. It's okay. Like, that's how I talk about sex. And I'm going to be like open and straightforward and share about everything.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that you're okay with me sharing because I know a lot of people would be like, prefer that their sex life is private.
Yeah. I'm more private in the sense, like, I don't really talk about it or.
Right.
But
well, you don't really have to talk about it for your work because you're a painter.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, next. Tips for trying from behind for the first time.
Wow. What
Coconut
kind of
oil.
behind we talking?
Oh, are you thinking doggy?
No,
Or-
are we talking anal or doggy?
I don't know. It's like quote unquote from behind. So I'm thinking anal. So my very first tip would be use a ton of coconut oil.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's coconut oil is antibacterial.
Yeah,
I don't know if that could be like a doctor recommendation, but
I recommend it.
yeah. I'm sorry,
We're
the
both
antibacterial.
doctors.
That's true. The antibacterial part. I know coconut oil is antibacterial.
Yeah, people
so-
use it to like brush their teeth.
Yeah.
Or have you heard of the mouthwash, like coconut oil mouthwash?
oil pulling.
Yeah.
I mean, coconut oil it
Yeah.
works.
Next question. Plan to start a family soon?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
In process.
Yeah. Next is, have you both ever tried anything BDSM related? I would say yes.
Oh, you definitely have.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even us, like, we've done choking, we've done like smacking,
Yeah.
slapping, hair pulling,
I'm not a huge. I don't like.
aggression person.
Yeah. Like
Brent's not a violent person.
I'm not at all. I enjoyed going to that what was it? Torture Garden?
Yeah, it was a
That was cool.
BDSM party. Yeah.
Yeah. But I myself, I'm not.
You mean you don't want me to put needles in you?
No. I don't want any of that.
What about cattle prod?
No.
What if I do that to your balls?
No way, baby. I don't want any of that.
I put him in a collar one time and pull him on a leash. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we like that. We like light BDSM.
Yeah.
Next is, how do you keep the sex magic alive after years of marriage?
One is always appreciating and being thankful for your partner.
Yes.
The more energy you put to all the great positive aspects of your partner, it's like that love and attraction will maintain and always be there. There'll always be like a respect and appreciation.
Yes. And when there's respect and appreciation, like that improves the sex life.
Yeah.
Because then you respect them. Like you're not going to neglect them. You're not going to, not be a good lover to them because you respect them.
Yeah. I got another good one. Both you and your partner should focus on your physical health. And I'm talking eating healthy and exercising. Don't exercise to look good, exercise to feel good. I guarantee you the more you exercise, the better your
the hornier you get.
Yeah, the hornier you'll get, the better your
the parts work.
The parts work.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a message that I can't believe is not talked about more in our society.
I know.
Stop eating shitty food and start exercising.
It's hard, right? Because like even, you saying stop eating shitty food. Like yesterday I had a donut, which Brent would say is shitty food, but I love donuts.
Yeah, but 95% of your diet's natural.
That's true.
Foods.
Yeah.
And
95%
everybody
of the
can
time.
do this.
Yes.
I will not stand for when they say it's impossible to eat healthy.
And also it's not about like eating a salad or like it's not about that at all. You can eat like just regular food, but like be mindful of portion. I think that's important.
Stop eating fast food.
Don't overeat. Stop eating fast food. Or if you have, your guilty pleasure like once a month, I think it's fine. Like people are not monks. Like they don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, we still like, I'd say we eat.
I love donuts.
We eat like lavishly, but not lavishly, but
not the healthiest sometimes, but it's like sometimes, right? Most of the times we try to eat healthy and real food.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not like just salad. Like I don't eat like bunnies, I eat normal food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another thing I would say in terms of like keeping the sex magic alive is putting your partner first. Because for me, like, I can masturbate with a vibrator by myself and be done in like 30 seconds, like every single day and feel like satiated. But in my mind, I'm like, I need to like take care of my husband, right? Like that's why I asked, like normal days I would go like, do you want a hand job? Do you want a blow job? Like even if we're not having sex or if I'm going through a treatment or if I'm having first day of period or having cramps, like I'm thinking of like, do you need something? Yeah. And that's why I ask, like, do you need, like I'm here to like help take care of you.
Yep.
And I think more people, both men, women, or non-binary, any sexual orientation, if more people care about their partner's sexual wellness, then you will tend to want to do things for them, even if you don't get anything in return.
Oh, yeah. You get what you give.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more. Exploration, being open to change.
Yeah.
You have there's an infinite number of sexual things to do if you're open to the idea of changing.
Next is, what have you guys tried out once and never did it again?
I feel like there's things we've done once, but we'll probably do it again.
Slapping my face. You never did it again.
That's right.
I asked you to slap my face and you like did not do it, but then you did it eventually one time and then you never did it again. No, slapping my face. Okay, what is your most favorite food?
Damn. Well,
I think your answer was supposed to be my pussy.
Oh, hey-oh. Yes, that.
No, but really, most favorite food.
Mine's easy.
Steak.
Yeah, steak.
Oh.
Ribeye in particular.
What's mine?
Coconut cake from Thailand would be one.
Yes. But in general.
You got so many.
Yeah.
Crab fried rice.
Yeah, I'd say Thai food.
Yeah, any Thai food.
Yeah, Thai food is my favorite food. Okay, next is, what's period sex like?
It's great towards the end of it. I'm
The
not.
beginning is kind of a little bit slushy. We've had like period sex many times earlier in our relationship where it was like blood was like everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was my favorite, but I did it for you, baby. A little bit for me too.
But yeah, I would say it feels like, from a woman's perspective, it feels good, but then afterwards, like the cleanup, in my opinion, doesn't really worth it. The cleanup.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like
didn't know
like
you felt that
blood
way.
down my legs and like the sheets, and yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
But what about like the last? It's like
Last 2 days,
Yeah,
that's
last 2
totally
days.
fine because it's not like splashing everywhere. But if it's like, running down my legs and
Yeah.
stuff, like I don't like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but some people like it, and there's no shame in it at all. Like if you love it, like totally do it. I think it's great.
hmm
Someone said, "Can I watch?"
Depends.
That's funny. Next is, do you ever cuck your husband? Ooh, I would be down.
Nice, baby.
Yeah, I would be down. I think there will be some point in our relationship where like that kind of exploration might come up, particularly when we're abroad, because I'm a lot more, I would say I feel a lot more free when we're somewhere that like we don't know anybody.
hmm
So I could see myself doing that, especially if I get to pick like everything going on. Like if I get to pick which woman, if I get to pick what act, if I get to pick where, then I would be down to watch.
Nice, baby.
It's kind of like watching porn.
hmm
Okay, let's see. Wow, this is very specific. Let's give him some advice. I really want to do a gangbang with my wife with BBC. How do I go about this?
I'll leave that one to you, baby.
Well, you gotta have like a real conversation with your partner first. Is this something that she's even down to do at all, or even slightly open to trying? Because if she's like, absolutely not, I will never in my life do this, then like there's no point, trying to pursue it. But if this is a possibility, then I would say as a couple, getting on apps like FetLife or Field or Pure, these are dating apps where you can like meet other people that are sex positive, and then communicating that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're looking for a bull with BBC to join us. Like,
It depend on where they're at in their relationships and I guess things they've done before. I'd maybe do, if they haven't done anything besides, like monogamy, I would probably take one. I wouldn't go directly to that, but you're more of the expert on that. I would do one. What's a good? Let's say they haven't done anything at all besides
what, one step outside, like vanilla sex?
like what's the first step he would take that's not a gangbang? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say going to a sex toy store together and purchasing a big black cock,
Nice.
the BBC. Because if that's the fetish, or if that's the fantasy, then try acting it out, just the two of you,
Yep.
by using this tool, this
Okay.
toy, like a big dildo.
What would be, let's say that's successful, and then what's step number 2?
Step number 2, after that is successful, then I would say having a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because gangbang is like a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to organize, but a threesome wouldn't be too hard if two of you are confident, people that are open to like being on apps and stuff and communicating openly what you're looking for. I think you can find your third person.
Yeah.
Next is, as a loner, what are good ways to pleasure myself? Female. Play with your clitoris. So either with your hand or with vibrators. There are many different types of vibrators. There's like the ones that are like more silicone tip, so it's like softer and it just vibrates on top of your clitoris. There are clit sucking ones where it's like a sucking motion. So you put it on and it sucks your clit consistently. There are ones that are stainless steel. So it's like cold, small tip, but very good at like for people that like precise pleasure. There are just big wands where it's like a big round tip and you just like put it on your whole entire vulva and it just vibrates and it will get to somewhere. There's many different toys that you can use to stimulate yourself. But yeah, like coming regularly is so good for you.
Can I give some unsolicited advice, baby?
Sure.
You gotta tell me if this is good advice or not. I think rituals in life are really good, and they make things more and more special because you put more like intention towards them, right? So I'd imagine, I mean, this probably works for guys too, but like if you really, I'm talking, like candles and bathtub and music, but you really, almost like you're really having sex with yourself, right? Like it's like you're taking a lot of intention and time and thinking of how, of setting this up.
Yeah.
So my guess would be you would then be more focused on yourself and it would all become more and more special. And maybe not the first time, but if let's say you did this, 3 times a week for a month, I bet towards the end of it just, the buildup and the sexuality of it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's a good unsolicited advice.
I got more, baby.
The next one is, how do you guys do quote unquote sexy check-in? Oh, okay. So sexy check-in is what I talk a lot like outside of my podcast. I talk about it on my social media. I talk about it at events that I go speak at. Like whenever I give a speech or speak about sexual wellness, I talk about how to do sexy check-in. And this can be like monthly. It can be, I don't think you need it weekly. Like it can be monthly. It can be quarterly. But it's basically just asking your partner to rate your sex life together like for the last month or so. And if you do this regularly, my research found that it will predict that doing this predicts long-term sexual success. So people in long-term relationships, if you do this regularly, you will report a happier sex life. So maybe we do it as an example. So my first question is, this is real. This is not prepped, by the way. My first question is, how would you rate our sex life from 1 to 10 last month?
I would say 8.
Okay. Why?
Well, I was going to say it's because of certain things we've had less sex because of certain reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going through some sort of health-related operations in my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still an 8?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Mine, I would say a 7.
Okay.
Because like you said, I think it's hard because we do have regular sex. We just don't have penetrative sex. Mm-hmm. And not having penetrative sex is
I miss very
missing
much.
out. Yeah. Missing out on it a little bit. But at the same time, giving it 7, which to me is like a solid like score in general to feel like at least a 7. Mm-hmm. Because we were still we had penetrative sex with like that sex pillow that I thought was really fun. And then we consistently had like oral and hand jobs. So yeah, my score would be 7. What is one thing that you can do and that we can do or I can do to improve your score by 1 point?
I could go down on you more.
Yeah. Very good. This is to improve your score?
I don't know. It's prove one of our scores.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Me or you? Well, I guess it's
be both.
Yeah, it's a both. Yeah, win-win.
Going to a sex party.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're due for another sex party.
Oh, yes, we are.
For fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd just say both you and I have been very busy in the past month. And we should spend more present time together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. We have been very busy.
Yeah.
Lots of circumstantial things.
All good stuff.
All good stuff. So much growth in both of our careers, but it comes with the sacrifice of seeing each other less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but one more thing about
he always has something to say more.
Yeah, because I think you're on the sexy check-in, she often does it at like if we go out to dinner. So it's in a sexual environment, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you can.
You don't want to talk about it in bed.
Yeah,
because you don't
that's what
want
I'm
to
trying to
attach
get
the
at.
score to whatever that just had happened.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about it in a non-sexual setting. Maybe it's over coffee, maybe it's at dinner or at lunch, but
Yeah.
like have a conversation about this as if it's not about sex.
Yes, yeah. Do it at a time when you can't really have sex.
Like nonchalantly just
Yeah.
have a conversation.
Yes.
Yes. And I recommend doing that regularly, like monthly. Where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me on Instagram or my website. It's BrentEstabrook.com, BrentEstabrook. Tara taught me that.
You should definitely check out his Instagram because he has amazing art and happy art. And it's just always so good to expose yourself to like happy visual things.
Oh, yeah. I paint happiness.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you,
How do you
baby.
feel?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Love you.
Love you too, babe.
And my Luvbites fam, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Please give my show a 5-star rating or leave comments. Please like, subscribe, share. All of those things really matter to the show, to me as the creator and producer, and then to my whole team. So thank you so much for watching and listening to the end of the episode. And per usual, I'm wishing you an orgasmic day. Bye.
Thanks for listening. This was Love Bites.
Love Bites.
By Dr. Tara. Follow Dr. Tara on social media at lovebites.co. Have an orgasmic day.